Hey kids, Mrs. Ferguson here, reading from Miss Murphy's Day 2 Social Studies packet. We were 3 months and 20 days without refreshment from any kind of fresh food. We ate biscuit, which was no longer biscuit, but it's powder, swarming with worms. The rats haven't eaten all the good. It stank strongly of urine. We drank yellow water, already many days putrid. We also ate certain on hides that covered the top of the yards to prevent the yards from chafing the shrouds, and which had become exceedingly hard because of the sun, rain, and wind. We soaked them in the sea for 4 or 5 days, then placed them for a short time over the hot embers and ate them. Thus and often ate sawdust. Rats were sold for half a ducat apiece, and so we could not always get them. Okay, so this is the explorer Antonio Pigafetta describing the conditions on Ferdinand Magellan's ship in 1521. So as you can see, it was a little bit difficult even for me to read as well, because back then they did not have English language as developed as we do. Therefore, proper English back then was not what we know. So that's why it was a little bit difficult to read. However, it was a quote, meaning that's exactly what he said. So that is how I had to read it. So for the questions, how long had the men gone without fresh food? So you look back in the article. You may use a highlighter if you have a paper copy like Miss Murphy has you do. And tell me, how long had the men gone without fresh food? Now remember, she would also want you to use a sentence starter and make this into a complete sentence. Number 2, name 3 things the men on the ship ate in lieu of fresh food. Okay, in lieu of, that means instead of. So name 3 things. So it wants you to name 3 things. So that's listing 3 things. So that does not have to be a complete sentence. You have 3 lines to put 3 things that they ate on the ship in lieu of fresh food. So instead of fresh food. And number 3, what happened to the supply of biscuits? And of course in the reading it said biscuit and not biscuits. However, more than one would make it biscuits. So what happened to the supply of biscuits? So tell me in a complete sentence, make sure you're using your sentence starters as Miss Murphy has taught, and tell me in a complete sentence what happened to the supply of biscuits. You can find the answers in the article, and you may highlight as you do in class to make it easier for you. If you don't have a highlighter, no problem. Underline with your pencil or a pen or a different colored pencil or ink. Whatever you got, use it. If you have any questions, let Miss Murphy or myself know. Thank you. Bye.